Hello again. Some older viewers might recognise this. It is, of course, quotations from Chairman Mao Zedong, and 60 years ago it was universally known as the Little Red Book, which all good Marxist revolutionaries kept near at hand. I've had this copy since the late 1960s. One slogan contained in it is as relevant today as it was then. Political power grows from the barrel of a gun. The meaning of this is simple and unambiguous. You can have as many high-flown ideas as you please, and your cause may be noble and just, but ultimately those with guns will be the ruling force in any society. You can talk as much as you please about consensus and democracy and a liberal society, and I don't know what all else, but it's all a lot of hot air. It is those with guns who will decide the course of events, and it is their ideology which will be the ruling one. Of course, at the back of our mind, we all know this. It's not a comfortable thought. We would rather talk about the democratic process and all the rest of it. Deep down, though, we know that this is mere cant. It is armed force which governs us in any nation, including our own here in Britain. Increasingly, the British state is making this obvious, removing the gloves and revealing the iron fist beneath the waffly language used in politics. This may most clearly be seen in the frequent and open display of those guns upon which political power in this country ultimately depends. After the end of the Second World War, the sight of guns carried by soldiers or policemen became vanishingly rare in Britain. One simply did not see guns from one decade to the next. You could live your whole life in Britain without ever setting eyes upon a gun. It's not that there was no violence or terrorism. In the mid-1970s, there were bombings and machine gunnings almost every week in England as the IRA waged a ferocious campaign. The police, though, remained unarmed. If ever they did carry weapons, then they were only handguns and never kept out of sight. Today, the situation has changed dramatically. Walking through central London, using airports and railway stations, it is by no means uncommon to see police officers wearing flak jackets and carrying carbines and pistols. They dress like a paramilitary force. This open display of weaponry has coincided with the great dissatisfaction and disillusionment with the politicians who rule over us. This is alarming to the state, almost as alarming as the prospect of people voting against the establishment and choosing a new party rather than the two safe old ones. The gloves are off, and the state is showing what it has, what in the last resort it relies upon to retain power. All the talk about changing things and forcing the establishment, the state, to change is meaningless while the state alone has access to guns. You will, by the way, observe that because of various laws passed since the 1980s, the civil population in this country has been disarmed and ordinary citizens prevented from owning guns. This move has coincided with the increased display of weaponry of which I have spoken. The bottom line, as they say, is that in any confrontation between the population and those who rule them, the people are bound to come off worse unless they are themselves armed. We have seen this lately in Iran, and it is as true in Britain as it is in the Middle East. We need always to remember that political power grows from the barrel of a gun.